Hello everyone, my name is Barbara. I'm the Polish girl who lives in Ireland and likes to knit, and today I have a finished object for you, which is this sweater. Okay, I was able to squeeze into it, but this is the sweater is for my sister and she's smaller than me. But I think it's nice anyway, isn't it? Okay, I have to take it. As you can see, this sweater is too small for me because this sweater, it's not for me. I knitted this sweater as a gift knitting for my sister. She way shorter than I am, so even though, as you could see, I was able to fit into it, so I believe she will be able to get into this sweater too. The pattern is called Mosaico and the designer is Filipa Carneiro. I hope I'm saying it right. Check it out. I'm going to leave a link down below in my web project page. You go there and then you find a link on that if you're interested. As I said, it's a free pattern. Isn't it beautiful? I was looking for something that it's not so floral. I have a few patterns with the color yolks in my library if you want to check it out. But I thought that they were too out there, let's say that way for my sister taste. Well, I just presumed anyway. So I was trying to find something that it's more colorway muted, but not in regards color, in regards the pattern per se. So I think it gives a nice interest, but it's not screaming on color work. Am I right? So first things first, quickly I'm going to tell you what kind of tools I used, and I'm going to talk about the pattern. I can talk a little bit more about it because it's free pattern and I think you're interested in it. While I'm holding it, because I always forget about it, let's show me the tags that I put over here, my final touches. You can find them in my shop, link down below. This one is a heart, and on the other side is a hand wash, and over here we have heart. I forgot, but I probably put on the other side the year because I normally forget. Wait a sec. And I think I'm going to put this one inside just to remember when did I knit it, because hand knit sweaters, especially with wool, they have a tendency to last long. I had to keep everything in the bag, and this time I picked I think I had 3 big bags, or 3 I think, and this one, which I won on Instagram. So if you don't play on Instagram, play, but double check that you're putting information for the right account, just saying. And this one is from Circus Tonic Handmade. Beautiful. And you know that I probably name because of the yarn and not because of the bags per se. But the giveaway was that the dyer and the owner behind the yarn is going to sew a bag too, and I got the bag. You can see loads of dingling things over here, and what I have sweater, and I have gift knitting. These little things you can find in my shop. I'm happy I'm using it. Beautiful fabric. As I said in regards tags, I have their hand wash, and it's specified hand wash tag, just to be aware of that, because I used yarn that is 65% wool, 35% alpaca, and this is it. This is Lima, and as you can see I have some leftovers. Here it is, Drops Lima Unicolor, so it's not mixed or anything. It's a beautiful, beautiful green, olive color I would say, and the color is 77219 on the screen now. If you want to check, I'm showing you the label, ball something, isn't it? Wrapper. That's the one main color, and the contrast color, and maybe on the screen I'm going to show you approximately how much of this. This is a 50 gram balls I use, so in grams maybe, just to tell you how much I use. It's 50 gram, a contrast color, Drops Lima again. This is mixed, it's not uni, so it gives you a little bit different thing. I love this color, and the color is 0707 on the screen. You can check it out now. I have 2 50 gram balls, but I used only one. Here it's left over, so once I weight the sweater, I'll give you maybe over here the full weight of it, just to be sure. The pattern calls for gauge 20 stitches by 28 rows in 3.5. yeah, 3.5 millimeters, which is US size 3, using a DK yarn. This is a DK yarn, so I haven't changed anything. I created a swatch with US size 4 and US size 5, I think. And I thought that those needles that I used to get that were, you know, too big, and I had to go smaller. So I was knitting in 2 sizes actually. The sweater is knitted from the bottom up, so it's quite interesting, and first time ever that I've knitted a sweater this way. And I figured that I was a little bit too far from the gauge in smaller needles. I had to go a little bit smaller than the pattern recommends, and I knitted it on 3 millimeters this. Then I moved to hands, and according to my knowledge, you know, when we knit in the bigger circumference, we are looser than if we're knitting in the smaller one, we tighter. And I was knitting on 3 millimeters, just maybe up till here, and I tried to put it on, and I thought that, oh, it's a little bit tight on me, maybe loosen up, and I went to 3.5 going over here. And with the color work, I also did 3.5, I'm talking about millimeters over here, for the yoke section, and I finished on 3.5 millimeters. I just did over here a tiny little garter stitch in 3 millimeters. Here is a set that I've used 2 types of tips over here, short. You know, you could use the long ones, and I think I started with 3 millimeters. 3.5 millimeters with the short, but I see that I have 4 inches, but the actual needles are 5 inches. So I switch it. I don't know why, maybe it was too, I don't know why, but I switch it to the long one. And then I have over here 4 inches, 3 millimeters. So yeah, that's how high is. And obviously I needed a cable, and this is 40 inches, which is 100 centimeters. I still have them over here, and they're in my Flower Power circular needle. Obviously you need some stitch markers to mark areas where you decrease. I was knitting 2 sleeves at a time, I think. I think I was knitting 1 sleeve at a time. You know what, I'm completely confused, but I know I took some photos on Instagram, so maybe on the screen over here now you can see what kind of photos I took. And I think unfortunately I just placed, I think, those sleeves on the bench and I took a photo, so I'm not really sure. I knitted 1 or 2 together. You see? You see? The next stage was a little bit challenge for me because we're adding those sections together, and it wasn't that difficult to join them together. It was difficult to gradually decrease. Then we weren't decreasing for the period of the color work. You have 21 rounds over here. And then we did some shaping. The shaping was starting from this point, and we were going around maybe 2 or 3 times, I don't remember. When we went up and we did the crease, I meant to do it until I think 120 stitches, but I figured out it's a little bit too big. I went to 64, I think. I couldn't pull my head through, and I thought, okay, that's too much. I had to rip a bit and come back. And even though the pattern recommends to go 120, I did 79 stitches, and as you can see, it's still stretched. So maybe again on the screen when I was wearing it, and back to me, so you could see it was up till here, right? So maybe because everything was stretching, because the size is small and I'm not small, I would say to knit a sweater for me, I probably would go with large or medium. Size small is 86 centimeters bust, medium 95 centimeters bust, and large 105 centimeters. There's only 3 sizes available. And like I said, I did a swatch with this yarn, and with 3.5 millimeters I got 18 stitches by 28 rounds, and with 4 millimeter needles I got 16 stitches by 24 rounds. So I thought that if 4 millimeters, that was 16, 3.5 was 18, I thought maybe 3 millimeters will give me 20, if that looks that I'm going down every 2 stitches in the gauge. Body, I knitted small. The pattern tells you to knit over here to 40 centimeters. The arms you knit to 48 centimeters. I had over here around 60 stitches. I'm not sure if that was spot on for the pattern. I think I kind of did more over here. Repetition is 18 stitches, so if you don't get what the pattern tells you, I knew that I have to decrease a little bit more to get the size that, you know, I should have. So I think I did an extra round, just kind of set up round, because no one is perfect. No one is perfect. And I did the 21 rounds of the pattern, and I told you about the shaping and the thing. Yeah, I think that's all. I haven't blocked it, I haven't washed it. I may do it. Tell me though, how does it look? For my sister, she would not mind, I'm telling you. I think it looks really nice. Tell me, what do you think about it? Would you want a sweater like this yourself, or would you want someone to knit it for you? And as you can see, we have a raglan over here, and then we have a yoke, so it's kind of half-half thing, which I think is really nice. I can't wait to see how she's going to look in it, and I'm going to gift it to her for her birthday. And you may have noticed, if you've been watching me for a while, I knitted other free pattern by Espace Tricot. On the screen maybe I'll show you that. I forgot what it is, but basically it's like a cowl, but it goes slightly longer over here. On the screen, maybe over here you can see it. It is knitted with organic cotton, and one day my sister was here and I told her that's her birthday present. She put it on and she was thrilled and delighted about it. She's going to get it. So I'm planning to give her those two things. In case this not work, I know the first will work, but I presume I will be knitting another one for my niece at some point. I'm not sure if I'm going to go with the same pattern, probably not, but something similar. We shall see. Anyway, I think at that stage they can share clothes. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this one. The next one is going to be a hat, and I can maybe give you a bit of spoiler, my first time ever brioche hat. And if you don't follow me on Instagram and you want to know a sneak peek what that's about, go and check it out. I'll leave the links down below to all most interesting links that I'm aware of. If you think that I missed something over that, let me know down below. Free pattern, I hope you enjoyed this one. See you next one. Don't forget to use hashtag knittingILove. Show me what you're knitting. Subscribe, ring that bell. Until the next one. Bye.